and welcome to the Fandom Flux Podcast, episode 67. I am, as always, your host, KCW, and with me we have Slicer.
Hello.
And Kenchi.
Hi, I'm Kenchi618, and did you know that in America there are 4 major drunk holidays, one for each season? In winter, it's New Year's Eve. In spring, it is St. Patrick's Day. In summer, it's July the 4th. And in fall, it is Halloween or Thanksgiving, depending on which you prefer. So, yeah.
Thanksgiving is more of an eating holiday, and Halloween is a kid's thing.
Depends on who your family is and how old you are.
Yeah, it really depends on that.
I don't buy the autumn one at all.
Really? Well, what's your major autumn drunk day? Labor Day, maybe?
I guess it would be Guy Fawkes.
We don't have that.
5th of November.
We don't have that in this country.
No, I imagine you wouldn't have a holiday celebrating how the Houses of Parliament were not blown up. So, yeah. Anyway.
Kind of weird, yeah.
Yeah. So, we're going to start with what we're doing. So, what have we been doing? Start with Ken.
Okay. So, I updated one of my stories this week. And
Yay.
My friend was back in town to spend Christmas with his family this week. And we hung out for a little bit. And we haven't seen each other in like 2 years or something. But we're still really good friends. And it's kind of weird because he's a youth minister now. And he's married. And I feel really old now.
Oh, yeah. I know that feel.
Yeah, he's got a house and responsibility to multiple people, and that's great. But when I still see him, I look at him still as the guy who helped me double drop kick a door in high school just because we could.
Yeah.
This is a guy that I let shoot me in the back with a BB gun just so I'd know what it felt like. And now that feels forever ago.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still...
It's a sucky time. Sucky thing to realize.
Like, the first thing... And he's not any... The thing is, he's responsible now, but he's not any different at all. Like, he has a scar on his head, and I'm like, how'd you get that, dude? He's like, oh, yeah. One of my friends hit me with a golf club. I turned to his wife, and I was like, how do you coexist with this? How did this happen? I need to know how this happened. Yeah, but he's still a good friend. Love that dude.
Yeah.
And the other thing that happened this week, which leads to one of the topics that we're going to discuss today, I bought a PS Vita out of nowhere because I'm out of my mind.
Why?
Why would you do that?
Because I'm out of my mind. I did it for the sole attraction of being able to access my PlayStation 4 from anywhere, including the main place where I'd be using it, work. Because I work graveyard shifts where no one's there and there's nothing to do, and 90% of the time I'm just sitting there waiting for something to happen so that I can actually work. So,
well, I guess congratulations, you can now buy Persona 4 Golden, the only game on PS Vita that's actually worth playing.
Thought about that.
There are a handful. I mean, there are some good ones, but there's not very many.
Yeah, here's the thing. I bought it for the sole attraction of playing the game that I could pretty much pull up anywhere at any time and have fun doing nothing, which would have been Grand Theft Auto 5. I could play that on using remote play. But that can't work because my workplace's network won't let me sign into PlayStation Network as a firewall.
Oh.
So basically, I dropped
Can you
$200
get the password to it, or?
I can't get past the firewall. I'm not going to go up to the tech dude and be like, hey, yeah, can you not block PlayStation stuff, please? Why? Because he'd ask me, he'd be like, why? Well, entertainment news.
I'm sure eventually we're going to do a piece on something about PlayStation.
Yeah, maybe. And why would we not get news from the source or something? Yeah, I could see how that conversation would go. They'd check my history and stuff would happen to me. So,
wait, you're not supposed to do that at work? I mean...
Well, it's not that. It's that... I don't know. I wouldn't get in trouble. I haven't done anything or watched anything on the internet that would get me in trouble. It's just I'm not going to ask that question to our tech dude. That's not... So basically, the moral of this story is that I dropped $200 on something for which the main purpose I bought it for won't be used. Sweet.
Yeah.
Whoops.
You have spent $240 on Persona 4 Golden.
Apparently.
I'll be honest, that's not a terrible purchase.
It's a... Oh, mm-hmm. So yeah, that was my week.
That's everything?
Yeah, pretty much. It's the only those are the two things that overshadowed my week, pretty much.
Oh, okay. Sisa.
Hold on. I'm doing something that was related to my week.
Thanks.
All right, so Christmas sale, Steam. It was pretty good this year. Well, it was for me anyway. I don't know. Do you guys have any success on it?
Not really. I bought Audio Surf. That's pretty much it.
Oh. Well, that sucks.
I had a lot of time spent with the Steam sales of previous seasons, so I have pretty much everything.
Yeah, fair enough. How about you lend me $2 then so I can get Binding of Isaac? I need to torture myself with that game. Right. All right, I got three things. Resident Evil 4 HD Edition, because I can't own a system that doesn't have that game on it, apparently. That, and it has Chivos. So, I mean, come on. They're not very good ones either. It's like, beat the game on the hardest difficulty. Beat the shooting range gallery thing. Get all the outfits. I don't know how you do that. Don't care. So that one, it's got some weird slowdown moments, but that might be because I'm running everything at once. So that might be on my end. But, yeah. Other than that, it's just my usual gripe with I can't New Game Plus into a higher difficulty. It's like, I know that's unfair, but fuck you, let me do it.
Well, I mean, some games let you do it, but that's mostly because the difficulties are scaled to the point where if you didn't start in New Game Plus, then you would have a really hard time with it.
Yeah.
Like Bayonetta and Devil May Cry do that kind of thing.
Bayonetta was the first one that sprang to mind, yeah. Next, I got This War of Mine. Survival, I don't even know how to class it. Survival simulator, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
And way easier than expected, but I also admit that I played it really safe. I only went to one area that really had an enemy that wasn't like a tutorial fight, and I lost a guy doing that because I was an idiot. I fumbled with the controls because I panicked. Yeah. Oh well, it is fun to play though, once you get it down, and it does not really have a great learning curve. I mean, it's all pretty self-explanatory. It's all just getting down, like, what do I actually need right now? What am I never going to use? And lastly, I got Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons upon the recommendation of Wooly from the Best Friends. And a game I've actually known about for a while because it was on the Xbox Live Marketplace since, I don't know, it's like a few years old, actually. And that was $2, and it's the best $2 I have ever spent and the most fun I've had with a new game in a long time.
What game is that?
Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Did not expect it to be that good. The controls are but I will admit they are as optimized as they could possibly be for the kind of setup the game has. Like, you have two brothers, and each stick and trigger controls one of the brothers, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lastly, Skype updated, and it looks like shit. So
Yep.
I fixed it. I did Microsoft's job and fixed it by just installing an old version.
I've never seen it.
Okay.
You will. That was the opinion I had.
Functionally, new Skype is exactly the same as it was before. There is no difference to the functionality, and thus most of the people saying, it's terrible, it's terrible, it's terrible, it's terrible. It's fucking whiny baby shit. But there are problems. It looks like shit. It does not look good. They've done everything in this baby blue, ugly as shit fucking thing that's meant to look like, I don't know, a text conversation on your phone. I don't like it. I'm not on my fucking phone. Stop pretending I am.
Yeah, that's the problem. You're on a PC, but they made only one version, so we get the mobile version.
Fantastic.
And I don't like that.
Mm.
So I changed it back. I uninstalled it and reinstalled an older version. I can't. If somebody sends me a photo, I can't download it. It sends me to a link. That's the only real downside there is.
Mm. I mean, if they add appearance customization, I'd be fine with it. That's literally it. That's the only problem I have with it. It's too bright. It's too pale. It looks gross. I'm not a fan. So if they let you customize the appearance so everything doesn't have to be the same shade of pale fucking blue, I'd be fine with it. It makes my eyes go weird.
Yeah.
All right.
Then that's
Anything
my
else,
week.
Slicer?
That's it, pretty much.
Okay. All right. My week. So, space battles. I made a realization. They have a lot of our recommendations. Like, most of the really, really good ones. I mean, the games we play, obviously, is on there. What was it, Seventh Horcrux Slice recommended?
Yeah,
is on there. Ashes of the Past, Pokemon Fic, is on there. With This Ring, that I recommended last week, obviously, is on there. Mass Effect Human Revolution is on there. A lot of the really good fics that spend a lot of time world building and doing interesting things with characters are on space battles. Oh, and Sleeping with the Girls, that old fic that I recommended ages ago, that was pretty much born on space battles as well. He got advice from space battle users on how to write that. So, if you want some good fanfiction, go to space battles. I have a feeling that some of our viewers are actually from space battles, because they keep telling us to read Worm, and there are a lot of Worm fics on space battles.
Oh, yeah.
Like, a lot of them. Like, if you look at the first page, then probably 2/3 of them are going to be Worm fics or Worm crossover fics. So, yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff on there. My recommendation this week is also from Space Battles, so, you know, yay for Space Battles. It's got good stuff on it. It's cool. I made an account so that I can say, hey, your fic is getting recommended on the Fandom Flux podcast, woo, like I do with fanfiction stuff as well, on the fanfiction website.
Mm-hmm.
So, yay, that's pretty cool. Log Horizon this week opened with It's Valentine's Day.
That's okay.
That may as well be code for you can skip this episode and nothing will change.
It
So,
sort of is, yeah.
Yeah. Well, never mind. Lord Marksman has finished. At 13 episodes. It kind of didn't go anywhere. And had a hell of an anticlimax. Like, wow. I won't spoil it. By the way, I apologize for... I broke my own rule. I think I spoiled the last episode last week, so I apologize for that. That's pretty much all I have to say about that, really. It was not... It did not make the show worth watching in the end. So, kind of a big meh all round for that show. We now have a permanent schedule for this channel, basically, at this point. So, here's the schedule for how we're releasing videos from now on. If there's going to be a video released that day, it will be released at 12 p.m., that's midday PST. So midday Pacific, that's 8 p.m. GMT, that is 3 p.m. Eastern. You get the idea. If there's going to be a video released that day. The days that videos are going to be released as scheduled are Tuesday is Manga Reflux, Saturday is the podcast, and Flux Play will be on Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, unless we need to change it at a later date because we don't have enough episodes or something. That might happen, but probably not.
Makes sense.
So that's the schedule going forward. If there's going to be something extra released, like I don't know, release another one of the other Flux Play stuff that we recorded a while ago, it will probably go up on Monday. And that's pretty much the schedule as we're going forward.
The way you
Someone
say
asked-
schedule just gets me.
What?
The way you say schedule with the... It's like schedule. It's crazy.
Schedule.
Yeah.
It's a shh.
I know. I'm aware of it. It's just... Yeah.
When has a CH ever been a k sound?
Are we doing this again?
I'll take your silence as acknowledging your inevitable defeat. All right, so
Yeah. I got one more thing.
go ahead.
I forgot because I decided to wait a few weeks after I did it to talk about it, but I beat Far Cry 4.
Woo.
Still hate everyone.
Elephants.
Yeah, still hate everyone on the protagonist side. But the game actually did me a solid at the end. At the end, you get to storm Pagan Min's palace, and he doesn't even fight you. He's just like hanging out in his like dining room. He's like, he has another meal for you, and he's like, and then he gives you the option to shoot him or not shoot him. I didn't shoot him because he's
Damn
awesome.
straight.
Because he's so awesome. So then he takes you to your mom's, like, to the shrine of your, like, half-sister. And the game ends. And he flies off in a helicopter all cool and stuff. I didn't want to kill Pagan Min. I wanted to kill everyone but Pagan Min.
Yeah.
So that's the best ending for you then?
Pretty much. I mean, the other endings aren't exactly much better. Either way, well, there's two sides to the organization you're working for. There's the one that wants to be changing everything to be super fundamentalist and we're all going to be living with nature or some bullshit.
It's super religious.
And then there's the one that's basically Pagan Min.
Yeah, it's Pagan Min just under a different person.
Yeah. So, Pagan Min probably is the best option of the three.
And they're both douchebags.
Yeah. So, yeah. I want a Pagan Min DLC thing where you can just work with him throughout the whole game.
Yeah. That'd be great. Like, they gave me, like, one of the last missions before then, you just had to whichever one of the two sides of the golden path you don't choose, you have to kill they make you do the thing where you have to, like, choose to kill the other one or not. I didn't even hesitate. I chose to side with, Amita, the girl, for whatever reason, even though I don't like her either. And she sent me to, like, this little cabin to finish off the dude, what was his name, Sabal. He gives you this whole monologue and stuff. I didn't even hesitate. Like, after he speaks for a little bit, they put the gun in your hands, and you can either shoot him or wait for, like, 10, 15 seconds, and it will not kill him. I didn't even hesitate. I just shot him. Fuck it. I don't like you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love when they give you choices like that, and you're just actively mashing the trigger before you could even fire.
Yeah. I mean, there's something to be said for having a likable antagonist, but you need to have likable protagonists as well, or you're just going to be complaining the whole time that you can't work for the bad guy, quote-unquote bad guy.
Yeah, they're all kind of bad in this scenario. Well, it seems like anyway. I haven't played the game yet.
Yeah, I mean, what they're trying to do with Pagan Min was to have a handsome Jack-like character who was likable, but he was absolutely obviously a dick. And then you have the good guys that were kind of lame sometimes, but they were still the good guys, and they were likable to an extent. But with Far Cry 4, you have a likable antagonist, and then you have two douchebags that don't really give a shit about you, and just want to advance their own ends, and don't really care about the people either, particularly. I mean, you could argue for the fundamentalist guy a little bit, because that's what he believes, and he is a believer. But the other one is just Pagan Min with a different name.
Pagan Min light.
A set of ovaries. A set of ovaries as well, I suppose, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah.
And not only that, but like throughout the game, you collect the journals of your father. Your father's a dick.
Yeah.
That was the thing that really turned me on Sabal was that he kept referencing like your father would be so proud of you, Ajay, or you're really doing your father's work by helping the Golden Path. I collected these fucking journals. Dad's a dick. Fuck him.
Mm-hmm.
He like sends your mom off. He like ends up getting into arguments with your mom when he's fighting Pagan Min at first because he's not focusing enough on other things or like family or anything like that. Then he sends her off to spy on him.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she ends up like falling in love with Pagan Min and having his kid or whatever, you sent her off to spy on him in the first place. And then he ends up having a kid or she ends up having a kid by Pagan Min. He gets pissed and ends up killing the kid when she's a baby.
Yep.
So he kills your half sister, which ends up
there's no
Pagan.
surprise twist where she's actually alive. She's dead.
No.
She's dead.
Wow.
Ashes are in there. In the little shrine where you place your mom, her ashes are there. That's where her ashes are.
Well, I've seen that, but I mean, you could burn anyone and put him in there and claim it's her.
So really, your dad's the reason Pagan Min became psychotic.
Yeah. You are literally working with the villains throughout the whole game, and while that would be okay if you had no choice in the matter, if it were like a real situation, you would absolutely have a choice in the matter. You could at any point go and turn yourself into Pagan Min and say, hey, the guys that, I ended up working with, they are absolute dickholes. I want to work for you.
And he would have been cool with it because he likes you.
Yeah.
He admits in the final scene, you do know that Kirat is yours, right? That's what I was bringing you here for, to give all of it to you in the first place.
Yeah, so it was a good attempt. It was terrible execution.
Yeah, just do the thing where you have to sit in the kitchen for like 15 minutes at the start of the game, and you'll feel much better about yourself.
Yeah. And then you can pay lip service to working with whatever the Golden Path, and then you can just spend the next 6 hours playing with elephants. Have fun with that. Ignore everything else.
First thing I did after I beat the game was just like pulled out a machine gun and mowed down every single Golden Path member in my direct line of sight.
Was there a lot of them?
Yeah.
Good.
We had just taken over like a base. So
train some tigers, get them to all just wander into the main base or something like that. That'd be cool. Oh well.
Yeah,
that's either going to be a
good
really good game or a really bad game, in my opinion.
One can hope for some Pagan Min DLC. I really, really hope. I mean, it's not like it would be that difficult to get the voice actor back. It's Troy Baker, so
yeah,
he does everything. Is it strange that I feel like voicing Kanji really opened some doors for him?
yes.
Because he was kind of nobody, and then he was Kanji Tatsumi, and then he was everybody.
I don't know. His roles have been kind of building up ever since.
It was a good role, though. Did kind of show off his range when he played himself, and then himself as an incredibly effeminate dude that spent all the time running around in a towel. Yeah. Persona's an interesting game. Anyway.
Yeah.
I recommended With This Ring last week. That was after reading the first episode. There are currently 23 episodes. I marathoned the whole goddamn thing. It took me 4 days. That is a great fic. Like, if I'm going to do like a more in-depth thing, it expands on a lot of the stuff with the Orange Ring being about greed and stuff, so he works out a somewhat suitable method to get around with the whole slippery slope to villainhood thing.
Would it be spoiler to reveal that, or?
Basically, he meditates on Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
I'm not sure what that is.
That is, I think it's a business thing, actually, where it lists in a pyramid scheme, well, not a pyramid scheme, a pyramid of all of the things that you need to be happy. There we go. Hierarchy of needs. Images. View image, and I'll link that for you guys. And it's basically just focusing on that and making sure that all of his needs are met, or met as well as they can be.
Alright, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, so... And as long as he meditates on that, he can keep himself somewhat sane, though he will occasionally go into furious bouts of "I want," with lots of orange text, and it's kind of awesome whenever it happens. And then bad stuff happens when he stops focusing on that, and stops meditating. Then very bad stuff happens.
Like the thing that the Green Lanterns wanted to destroy him for? Kind of bad?
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, pretty much, actually. And the author does another cool thing, which I thought I should mention, is he does omakis, sort of, only they're renegade omakis. So, basically, you have Paragon Paul, which is the name of the self-insert character, which is basically, I want to do all this stuff and make everything great and solve all the problems of the DC universe, but I don't want to fuck over people in the process. And then you have Renegade Paul, which is, I will build on my own power and make myself amazing and then fix everything by force.
Alright.
Which is probably one of the best interpretations of the Paragon Renegade thing that I've ever seen, including from the original Mass Effect stuff that spawned it. And the original intent of Paragon versus Renegade was supposed to be idealism versus cynicism.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't do that. They just had be a nice guy or be a dick, was what those ended up being. But this plays it much better. Because while some things are better for Paragon Paul, a lot of other things are better for Renegade Paul.
I like that there's some difference there, yeah. That's a nice touch.
So, this is a minor spoiler, I think. There is, in one of the later episodes, a point where they find a second clone of Superman. Superboy being the first one.
Uh-huh.
And for Paragon Paul, they can't really do anything about that, because if they try and let him out, then he will just go insane and try and kill Superman. For Renegade Paul, they can basically rewrite some of his mental processes so that he no longer wants to kill Superman, can fix him up, and then release him. And then Superboy has a brother and someone he can confide in.
Right. What was stopping the Paragon guy from doing that?
Because he never learned how to do it because he wasn't as ruthless.
Oh, I see. That makes sense.
So, yeah. It's a good system, and because it's a DC fic, and DC tend to enjoy their multiverse stuff,
Yeah.
there is a good chance that there's going to be some protagonist swapping in the future.
That sounds like a good idea, actually, yeah.
Yeah, so that should be interesting when that happens. Yeah, so it is a very good fic. It uses a lot of elements of the DC universe. It has an amazing interpretation of Batman. I'm going to mention the thing I talked to Slicer about, where John Constantine tries to sneak into a meeting between some of the Justice League members using what is basically a Notice Me Not spell. Only Batman notices that no one's looking in John's direction and punches there just in case. Which, that seems pretty accurate for something that Batman would do, I'll be honest.
It might be Chuck Norris level, but yeah, that's totally Batman.
Yeah, so, yeah, it's now one of my favorite fics, of all time. So, people should read it. It is long, though, so set aside a day or two.
Do you know the word count on it?
No, it's on Space Battles. I don't think it has a
had that.
fanfiction thing.
Yeah.
But I would imagine it's 500,000 plus at this point. So yeah, that was a fun read. And it basically inspired our first topic this week, which is Reality Ensues. Now, what this means, take a scenario where it's basically just shown on the face of it. So, for example, With This Ring has an episode, I'm pretty sure it was just a regular episode of Young Justice. It has an episode where all of the adults of the world are transported into a replica Earth, and all the children are left behind.
I think that was a regular Justice League episode.
It was as well. It was, I forget what it was called. It's actually called out by name. So, yeah. That happens. And on the face of it, it's just, okay, fine. We need to fix the situation so all the kids can be looked after. Go deeper. So, for example, anyone driving at that time and have the kids in the car.
Ooh.
Yeah, the first thing that the self-insert finds is a massive car crash on one of the Gotham bridges. 29 dead. Children.
Had to be in Gotham.
All children.
Mm-hmm.
Of course
Every
it had to be Gotham.
Yeah. He was patrolling at the time, if I remember right. Then it's basically understood that any children that are getting bathed by their parents are probably drowning. Any planes that happen to be in the air. Autopilot would work for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really dark, but it's kind of awesome.
Yeah. This is the Reality Ensues idea. So it's a concept that is only shown on the face of it for the story that is being told. But if you go even just a little bit deeper, it puts an entirely new spin on the situation. So
I wish I had more examples of this, but it doesn't come up in a lot of the stuff I read.
Yeah, this is very much a reality. Reality Ensues is very much a thing that Space Battles thrives on. They like this kind of thing, where you take things just that little bit more seriously and get so much more depth out of them. So, yeah, Reality Ensues. Harry Potter. On the face of it, in the 7th book, they are rounding up all of the Muggleborns and putting them in camps.
They're pretty much literally concentration camps. They don't use the word concentration camps, but they do use camps and forced labor or something. It is.
Yeah. So, that is actually the face of it. That's on the face of it. And then you go deeper, and you realize at the end of the story, all the people that were responsible for it are, most of them are alive still, and still in high positions of government. And all of these people that were put in the camps are now free, but still being ruled by all of the people that tortured them for the entire period.
Mm-hmm. And while it wasn't very long, 6 months is a long time being tortured daily.
Yeah. So, Reality Ensues is something very good to use for a dark fic, I think.
That specific scenario, I could see a story being based around the revolution that would inevitably pop up.
I can't think of any way where Reality Ensues can be taken positively.
No.
It doesn't. That's the point.
Because reality sucks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it is very much a tool for a dark fic where things are taken more seriously, and it's unpleasant. I mean, I'm trying to think of other examples as well, but we get the basis of it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We covered the basics of what this is, and it's never pleasant. but it's a very good tool for raising the stakes of whatever's going on. I mean, like I say, Young Justice probably treated it just on the face of it, and it's just, oh, we need to make sure these kids get taken care of by their parents and stuff. But no, this is a very big deal situation, and they are all on the clock very much, because the longer it takes, the more people die.
Now, I forget, in that episode where this actually happened, or in this chapter of whatever, with this ring, who made that happen?
That was Clarion the Witch Boy.
That's who I thought it was.
Mordred's son, I think.
Yeah, he is probably the biggest villain in the story at this point.
Yeah, I was about to say, he didn't just get off like he did in the fucking show off that, did he? Like,
he escapes. He is probably now the most wanted super criminal in the world, but yes, he escapes.
Well, yeah. All of his victims were children, and there was, I'm assuming there's hundreds of thousands. That's
hundreds of thousands, yes.
All right. That works for me. That works very well for me.
You're thinking of things, aren't you?
No, I'm not. But
okay.
Nothing I'm going to use, but I like that. It works. I like it a lot.
Yeah, in the original episode, they get around that by all of the children go to the universe kept over by the son, whatever his name is, and all of the adults just stay, or they get aged back. I think. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but yeah. They are magically cared for, I guess, in that scenario.
Yeah. And with this ring, it was more a situation of all of the adults go over, but it's basically a copy of the real world. So all of the adults get one, and all of the children get another. So you have Young Justice on one side, trying to fix it from there, and thus having to deal with Clarion the Witch Boy, which is... and then on the other you have Batman and co. trying to fix things, and, well, at the time, basically trying to put down riots, because, all of the parents had their kids stolen.
Yeah, Yeah.
Yeah, and Orange Lantern basically has to tell Batman, you need to stop trying to sort out the riots and focus on sorting out the problem.
Never an easy thing.
Because no matter how many people are dying in the riots over there, more children are dying over here, is the situation. God, I love that fic. This topic has basically turned into me gushing over how amazing With This Ring is, but...
It has, yes.
It can be a useful tool when you just stop and think about a situation for a little bit longer and try and figure out what the cause and effect would be. I mean, it's very easy to say, oh, this happens, but they fixed it, so it's all okay. But things are rarely that cut and dry. So, yeah.
The only ones I can really think of I would have experience with is abilities, like in Harry Potter or Naruto or Bleach or any of them, that they just magically don't hurt the user for reasons. And reality would be their bodies falling apart.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Artistic License, yes, but Renji, in his fight with Byakuya, if he lost that much blood, he would be dead instantly.
Yeah, he'd be pretty dead.
So, yeah. But there's an extent of artistic license that you can take with that sort of thing. But when it gets to plot elements, that is where Reality Ensues can really kick in.
A lot of that is would be political as well. It seems like mostly political focused, at least in the fandoms that I would be involved with.
Yeah, the world has a lot of moving parts in it, and just taking it on, oh, no one's getting hurt anymore, so that's okay, is a very simple and small-minded way to look at it.
That's the way Shiro looks at the world, and he's really screwed up. That's kind of the basis of his entire character.
Yeah, so look at it at different angles. How would this affect, for example, the economy or the politics of the area or anything like that? That's big stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That is important and cannot be ignored simply because it is inconvenient for the plot. Well, it can, but just understand that you lose a little bit of realism from it. So, yeah.
You know, I'd say I'm perfectly willing to let people get away with just not including that part, because then it would turn into quite literally an entirely different story.
Yeah. Well, like I say, there's time and place for it, but it can be useful when you want to bring things a little bit more seriousness into the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. By the way, With This Ring is an awesome fic, and everyone should go read it. All right, that's my gushing.
We got that, yeah.
Okay, next topic, I think. Unless anyone's got anything else to say.
Yeah.
That seems like it, yeah.
No? Okay. Purchases you regret. This is Ken's topic.
This is, of course, spawned by my horrendous idea to buy a Vita over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyone else have anything they regret buying? Definitely regret buying.
Let's see. I bought Nether 7-9 months ago, something like that. I have never opened it. I have never played that game.
And you bought it straight up. Like, no one gave it to you.
I bought it. It was $35, I think, something like that. And I've just never played it. I wanted to, and I still kind of want to, but... Yeah. Oh, well.
Let's see, what do I... Oh, I got another pretty recent one. Remember that wrestling game I was telling you about? WWE 2K15. Regretted buying that.
Why is that?
For another reason now. Apparently, they can control what you make and put online for people to see and download. So, someone tried to make the wrestler Chris Benoit using like the face mapping
bring
stuff.
back Benoit.
Yeah. Someone tried to make him, and they ended up getting the people who make him get their accounts like suspended.
What? That's bullshit. That's messed up.
Yeah, so I'm pretty glad I ducked buying that one. Or keeping it. It wasn't even that good. It wasn't even good anyway. There was nothing really improved upon from the last one at all.
Well, I think I can beat everyone with mine.
What's that?
I bought a chainmail shirt.
Chainmail shirt?
Mm-hmm.
What are you getting ready for, the zombies?
I don't know. I was like, I think I was 18, and I saw it on ThinkGeek. I think it was ThinkGeek. It might have been Split Reason. It's probably ThinkGeek. I saw it. I instantly wanted it. And then I thought, that's expensive. I'll wait until I saved up some money. Then I waited until I saved up some money and then bought it.
A chainmail shirt.
So it
has been sitting in my cupboard for like 3 years now.
You had premeditated stupidity?
Yep.
Wow.
Chainmail, that's not a bad purchase. I mean, it's armor. You always need armor. You ever wear it?
No, I can't put it on.
You can't put it on?
Have you ever tried to put on a shirt made of metal?
No.
I don't imagine it's easy.
Could I have it?
Would it even fit? You two are not the same size.
No, I'm a medium. I don't think it would fit you.
Damn it.
I'm trying to think of things that I might have missed in linking stuff.
That's a damn shame. You have a chainmail shirt and you never got to wear it ever. I would have worn it just once for shits and giggles. Like, even if... Oh, that is so great.
Okay, see, here's the thing about putting on a chainmail shirt. You need to lie it out flat, then sort of swim your way into it. Now, the question becomes, How the hell do you take it off?
Have someone help you, I guess.
How much does it weigh?
A fair amount. It is basically a brick made of metal at this point, so...
I could lift it.
Well, yeah.
Lift it, yes. That's not the question. The question is... Well, there wasn't really a question. You just asked how much does it weigh. The answer's a fair bit. Probably, I don't know, 2-3 kilos?
Let's see. What's another purchase I regret? Oh, yeah, a Razor scooter. I was young.
Yeah, I could see that.
But I had a
one of
bike,
those, actually.
which was much better. I thought I was going to be the next extreme sports athlete. Didn't work out.
On a scooter?
Apparently, they were big back then.
They were, but on a scooter? I mean, no one took them seriously even at then.
Those commercials made it look so cool when you were doing the tricks on the scooter.
No, they didn't.
And I had the wheelie bar, too, on the back of it. But sometimes reality just isn't as kind as your dreams are.
Reality ensues, as it were.
I guess. If you want to chain it to that, sure.
Yeah, the whole shirt thing as well kind of applies to that as well. This is kind of the Reality Ensues Anyway. Yeah, Reality Ensues chainmail is kind of hard to wear.
Yeah.
What was your plan for that?
I don't know. I live in Stoke. I wanted protection in case.
Yeah, that's like he actually needs armor.
I'm not actually joking. That was basically my logic. I could wear it under a regular shirt.
Would you have worn it if it was easier to wear? Or wearable at all?
See, here's the thing. It's metal rings that interlock. I have a lot of chest hair.
Well, you'd wear a shirt underneath it, so you'd be like triple
I would
layering.
have to, but then I would have yet another layer of clothing on, and that just seems like a bad idea. I would sweat like anything.
Yeah, pretty much.
I sweat in one layer of clothing.
In winter, you get frostbite.
Yeah, that should be cold.
In summer, it'd burn your skin.
It depends if you stand in direct sunlight for long enough to heat it up.
Well, yeah, he'd never
That's
be
true.
outside.
That doesn't sound like anything I would
he'd never
do.
be outside long enough anyway to get burned by this chainmail.
Anyway, any other purchases anyone regrets?
I'm trying to think of the big ones that I've just gotten really screwed out of a lot of money on, but I am an absolute cheapskate. I don't make big purchases, so...
I bought a Motorola Zoom tablet a while ago, like years ago. It was not worth it. I barely touched it. That was a waste of money. I'd almost say my PS3. That was one of the original models that had backwards compatibility. I bought it years after the fact. But Persona. So, that validated the entire thing, really.
Yeah.
Also, I still have my old PS2 games, so I can play them on that still.
Did you...
As far as I know, it's still working.
Did you trade in your PS2 or something?
No, it was my parents. It wasn't mine. So.
Oh.
And then I got a 360. So. But yeah. I still think that's a good purchase. And it's still sitting there, just doing nothing. So I could probably play, like, The Last of Us or something.
I would recommend that, yeah.
If I wanted. Yeah.
It's a good game
Can't think of
if it's a little overpriced at this point. But
Yeah.
I don't know about regret so much as got gypped out on, but I was going to do the homebrew for my Wii, and I had to go through like 6 different SD card readers, and so I had to manually drive to the store for every one of those purchases, and none of them worked, so I still have an SD card that I don't have any use for. It was like $30.
Can I have it?
No. I will make a use for it eventually.
I want the things that you don't use. If I hear you're not using something, I want it.
Do you want my shirt?
I do want the chainmail shirt. I do want it.
Well, I'm not sending it fucking like 30 quid in postage. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Well, he'd be the one paying for postage. That's how that works.
You're still not having it. I tell you what might end up being a regretful purchase. I'm probably going to be getting a Wii U, like almost certainly at this point. Trying to decide whether it's worth it to get the black one or the white one.
What's your motivation behind this?
Games. What else?
Which ones?
Bayonetta, Super Smash Brothers. I'll probably try that Captain Toad, whatever the hell it's called. Apparently that's a great game.
I imagine it would be. I mean, yeah.
There's other ones, but they don't come to mind right now.
I don't know. Were you going to try Wonderful 101?
No.
Ah.
Watched videos, didn't like the look of it. And, that Persona Fire Emblem game, if it ever comes out.
The what?
They're doing a Persona Fire Emblem crossover game. Did you forget about that?
I was not aware of this.
They did a teaser for it like a year or two ago.
Huh.
And that is not evidence that they're not doing it just because we haven't seen anything else. Bear in mind, we have seen one, 10-second teaser trailer for Persona 5.
Yeah. And that's happening.
Fucking John Lennon is the protagonist. Fuck.
You don't like John Lennon?
He was the guy with the stupid glasses, right?
I don't know.
The one that got shot? Yes.
Okay.
You don't like him?
I don't like the Beatles in general, so... I just know that the protagonist looks like him for whatever stupid reason.
Fair enough.
Are the Beatles a big deal in Japan, do you think?
I don't know, honestly. I don't think they would be. They're just kind of a cultural icon like they are pretty much everywhere, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
no other
Japan
purchases are really coming to mind.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for me. I can't think of anything else.
Oh yeah,
I bought Super, but that's okay.
Any CD that I bought back when CDs were a thing that I wasn't paying enough attention to and bought the clean version of.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Totally my fault. Didn't stop me from being super pissed when I got back.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely your fault. But I understand. I feel that I had a Linkin Park CD, I think, that was a clean version. Not that that meant much, but I mean, it was still. It's like, fuck.
I feel sorry for anyone that bought an Eminem CD that was the clean version.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hell, the explicit version of his albums get fucking censored. It's kind of nuts.
Yeah. I suppose you could argue that anything that I've bought that just sits on a shelf is a purchase I regret because I could have used that money for something I'm actually going to do something with.
But then you could class it as decoration then.
Yeah.
This has become part of my home space.
Yeah, I do enjoy my knickknacks.
I like knickknacks too. It's delicious.
Are those a snack?
That's an English people joke. It's a brand of crisps.
Oh, okay.
Chips.
I do know what crisps are. Thank you.
They're like a nubbly version. It's sort of like what are those little stick things that are really disgusting, kind of like pretzels?
Pretzel rods?
I guess, sure. It's kind of that texture, but with crisps. Like the corn variety, so they're kind of like Cheetos, is that the thing that you do?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like those, but hard and nubbly. They're nice. Delicious, even.
You really got to stop making that sound.
Sorry. I was salivating. I'm hungry. I'm missing dinner to record this. So, anything else for regretful purchases?
Nah, that seems to be about it. Don't be stupid, people. Research your decisions.
Or tell
Or
us about
don't,
your
and make
regretful-
all the decisions.
Tell us about
Eventually,
your
you'll get
regretful
something right.
decisions. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if not, we'd like to hear about them so we can make fun of them.
I would actually like to hear that. I mean, it makes me feel better about the few that I've made.
Yeah. So, I'll tell you something I don't regret purchasing. Anything by Tenacious D.
Tenacious D.
That's a segue.
Yeah, you're getting better at these segues, by the way.
Am I?
Yeah, a little bit.
Alright,
We're talking about Tenacious D because before the recording started, I don't know why, but Casey started watching like every song from Tenacious D's The Pick of Destiny.
Okay, I will go through events for you. Someone said they remember DA2000 and it was terrible, and I suggested they should go to DA3000. Not much has changed, but they lived underwater, etc. It's a busted song. So I sent a link to that, and then he saw that Scotty Doesn't Know was in the recommended videos, so he watched that, as did I.
Yeah, I did.
And then I saw that Tenacious D's Kickapoo was in the recommended videos for that, so I watched that. And then we just ended up watching most of the soundtrack to Tenacious D's Pick of Destiny.
Don't
the
regret
film.
it.
Nope, not at all.
Wasted a lot of time, but don't regret it.
Nope, it was so good.
I was just sitting here playing Resident Evil 4 while these idiots were watching soundtrack. Like half an hour.
With every second. So yeah, in efforts to make this an actual, genuine topic and not just us talking about Pick of Destiny for the next half an hour, we called this music films. So films based around music as a central theme. So Spinal Tap or Tenacious D's Pick of Destiny or Jack Black's School of Rock, maybe, for example. Things like that. Yeah.
All the ones I can think of are Jack Black movies.
Yes, they are. So good. Yeah.
Have you seen Get Him to the Greek?
I don't know what that is.
You ever seen that one? Oh.
Sorry.
It's a Russell Brand movie.
Is that the one where they take the
Brand.
British guy to somewhere? The fat guy stars in it. I hate that guy.
Jonah Hill's in it.
Yeah. I saw Superbad with Jonah Hill in it, and he always plays the same character, and I've grown to hate him, and I'm aware that's not fair, but I don't care.
Yeah, I hate Russell Brand, and thus no one ever mention him again, please.
I'm not a fan of him either.
He has somehow got it into his head that he is now a political leader and a revolutionary.
No.
Ooh, yeah.
Only he's a knobhead. So, yeah. Let's never talk about him again.
I like that movie because of P. Diddy. P. Diddy is great in that movie.
You mean Puff Daddy?
Puff Daddy, yes. Whatever. Who cares? You know who I was talking about.
Yeah. I love how rappers keep trying to reinvent themselves by changing their names and nothing else.
If you need to know anything about that movie, just look at all of his scenes. It's worth it.
Yeah. Every time you guys mention somebody like that, I think, wow, I'm really white right now. I have no idea who that is.
You need to get out of Iowa. Seriously.
Apparently.
You didn't know, you never seen Pick of Destiny, you never seen Euro Trip, you don't know who Puff Daddy or / P. Diddy is. Like, hurts.
Yeah.
Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know.
Stop it. Let's see, what's another good one?
It's a good song.
It is a good song. It's a fucking fantastic song. I feel sorry for anyone named Scotty when that song came out, but whatever.
There on his birthday.
Really glad I didn't know anyone named Scotty, because he would have gotten that every day until people watched it.
I did. The poor bastard.
Aha,
Yeah.
Chivo unlocked.
Damn it, Slicer.
Non sequitur.
Yeah, I had to break something somehow. I shot the water. The fish ate me.
You see, have you seen Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog?
I've seen some of it. I couldn't find.
Oh, for shame.
For shame.
It's not because I was unwilling. It was more unable. I tried to see all of it.
Shame.
I love you, Neil Patrick Harris.
He's pretty great. Yeah, I really like him.
You ever seen him sing about shoes?
I have not.
I have
He was
not.
on the Muppets or Sesame Street or something, and he sang a song about shoes. It was great.
He needs to thank Harold and Kumar Movies for getting him famous again.
Yeah, well, I think he was just in Broadway stuff for a while.
Yeah, he was. But he got back in, like, TVs and some other stuff based off of his role in that movie. He was in there for, like, 5 minutes.
But he was awesome for that 5 minutes.
So yeah, I recommend anyone that has not seen it, you need to see all the songs from Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog. I know like half of them by heart, and
yeah.
Nothing wrong with me. I'm manly.
I don't know why they wouldn't be manly. I mean, he's kind of a wimp, but from what little I've seen.
Oh, he has some awesome moments. Brand New Day, Slipping, amazing songs. So good. I need to link, like, everything now, don't I? Shit.
Yep.
Okay, so, Pick of Destiny. Dr. Horrible. Fucking Scotty doesn't know. Fucking Year 3000, why the hell not?
I think you've linked that before. I'm not sure.
I did, but it's worth linking again. Didn't you know they lived underwater?
Finish it?
No.
Yes. You have to.
Now it's peer pressure, and I'm just gonna violently no. That's no. I refuse. I'm not a chicken, you're a turkey.
What?
God damn it, I'm the only one who's seen that special. Okay.
We don't have after-school specials about peer pressure in this country.
That one had the Ninja Turtles.
Never seen it.
Damn it.
Television doesn't help.
It was anti-drugs.
Television doesn't help us fight peer pressure in this country. It only makes it worse.
Yeah, no.
You have to learn on your own.
Dare for drugs, and then had I don't know, general PSAs for bullying, and that was it.
And those were research.
No, I'm pretty sure you did have stuff for drugs. Like, for example, this is crack. Pee Wee Herman? No?
No.
Nope.
You guys suck. You don't know anything about anything. Christ. You're not getting any of my in-jokes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Fail.
Well, I'm sorry. In this country, no one helps you get over peer pressure and stuff like that. You got to learn on your own.
Pretty much.
Okay. We have an episode title. Fandom Flux don't get in-jokes.
I don't, at least.
So, music films. School of Rock was a great film.
It was?
Despite being a family film.
It wasn't really harmed by that, though. I mean, where could that get more adult? The setup seems fairly family-friendly from the get-go.
Yeah, well, ish.
I mean, I guess some of the other rockers could be more adult with their language or maybe how they dress, but yeah.
True. Feel sorry for Jack Black. Like, what the fuck is wrong with their guitar?
I don't know. What do you mean?
Poses. Was it the beginning of the film. That's why they kicked him out of the band, because he did, like, air guitar and all that shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I must have forgot about that part.
Nothing wrong with air guitar. To respect the classics.
Let's see. Oh,
Poses.
about 8 Mile. Anyone seen 8 Mile?
8 Mile, that's another music film. Christ. You know, every now and again, I still, like, look up the rap battles at the end.
Yes! I downloaded them. They're on my MP3 player.
So good.
Yeah, I did see that one, yeah. At my grandmother's house.
Wow. That was
Okay.
wonderful. It was a wonderful time to watch that movie.
Yeah.
It kind of was, actually, because she was a big fan of it. Like, she was like, hey, you want to watch this movie? I'm like, all right, sure. Who's Eminem?
Oh my god. I wish you had.
Okay, now he's taking the piss.
He has to be.
That wasn't entirely serious. I didn't know who Eminem was. Just, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for not confirming that. Let's see. What else?
Sad, Alexa.
Let's see.
Anything else? Any other music films that come to mind?
I don't watch a whole lot of those. Well, I don't watch a whole lot of movies, but of the movies I do watch, the music is definitely in the lowest ratio.
Disney!
Those count?
Seems like an obvious shout, really.
True.
I didn't think about that. I didn't think those counted.
Well, I suppose technically they're musicals, but still. I mean, when are we ever going to have a musical topic? Let's be real.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know. A lot of people have kind of shit on it since it's got so popular, but I do enjoy Frozen.
I have never seen it.
Neither have I.
I really should at some point.
This is a weird
Even
experience.
if it's only so I can get the fucking in-jokes that everyone makes. Let it go, and I never understand it. Never.
Well, you should get it, because it's peer pressure. That's what they're thinking about. Cast off the peer pressure.
Well, then I probably shouldn't watch it, because everyone's telling me to watch it now, should I?
I guess.
Yeah,
You should
Frozen.
watch it 'cause it's a good movie, not
Way to
because...
defeat yourself, Frozen.
I assume that "Do you want to build a snowman" thing is from Frozen as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that bit. Okay, bye. Was adorable.
I really enjoyed Mulan as a kid. The songs in that one.
Yes. I don't think anyone's going to disagree with you on how amazing that fucking... Oh, everyone knows what song I'm talking about. I can't name it.
Make a Man
I
Out
don't
of
know
You?
what the name is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that's the actual name, but yes.
I don't know. I think
I'm fighting not singing it right now.
Let's get down to business.
To defeat the Hun.
No hesitation
It's
there.
the said daughters when I asked the son. You're the saddest bunch I've ever met, but you can bet before we're through, Mr. I'll make a man out of you. Damn it.
You really got to nail that last part. But
I didn't want to.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do any of that, but I had to.
You didn't have to do anything. You did that because you wanted to.
I wanted
He
to,
did
but
that because I pressured him.
I wanted to, but I didn't want to.
It's a great song, though. I need to link that too. I'll just type Mulan song and I'll know which one I mean.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's be real. I mean, I can't even think of any other songs in that film.
Now that you mention it, I don't think there were.
There were, but I can't remember what they are.
There was one before she actually goes into the military, I think. That was pretty good.
Yeah. The one about, hey, let's be super awesome brides and stuff.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah. Okay. The ones in Mulan, there was one good one in Mulan, let's be real.
Yeah.
I gotta stop saying let's be real.
Beauty and the Beast, I think. I would probably have enjoyed them more if I didn't hate the very concept of the movie. But, whatever.
Gaston.
I liked Gaston. I mean, sure, I didn't want him to
Gaston.
win, but I liked him.
Probably the most likable knob cheese in the world.
Yeah. That is a weird phrase. Knob cheese?
Yes.
Alrighty.
It's like when you... Well, I suppose everyone in your country fucking circumcises, so,
Oh,
that's
God.
not a thing you get.
I know what you're talking
Oh,
about. I don't want to hear it.
Okay. Yeah, I know what you mean, but we're not going to talk about it.
You see, if you don't wash for a while...
All right, then.
Okay, so,
I can go into a whole seminar on that if you want. I mean, like, if you want to make this really creepy.
Speaking of knob cheese, I bet Aladdin has a lot of knob cheese. I mean, how often do you think he gets to bathe?
That was...
That was a segue into a different film.
That was a hell of a segue.
Yeah, it was. See? I am getting better at this.
In a way that I don't want you to.
Okay, so, Aladdin songs. Everyone knows Aladdin songs.
I can show you the world. That was not the beat for that one. Whatever. I can show you the world.
Show you the world. Da, 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 I don't remember the words. Something, 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 something else. I forget the rest of the words.
Something, something, feelings.
See, if it were any one of my, female classmates from school on this podcast, they would have sung that whole thing from start to finish.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't have missed a beat. They tried to play that at my fucking prom, is what they tried to do.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, it's not a bad song to play as the prom, but, yeah.
Okay, all this talk about Disney musicals made me think of Lion King, and when I think of Lion King musicals, I'm not even... When I remember distinctly, when I was 10 years old, it was the 5th grade, I had joined a piano class.
Okay.
And for the entire first semester, we did not play piano. The reason we did not play piano is because choir did not have enough students. So they made us do choir for the winter musical. And every single day, we had to fucking learn the songs for the winter musical, which were Lion King songs. So, and I kept saying every single day, I'm not going to be doing this. I didn't join this class to sing. I joined this class to learn how to play piano. They put us in there with the principal one day because she was singing. The principal of our elementary school was singing. And we were with the choir kids and the principal, and we were all getting ready. I said to her, I'm not doing this. I'm not going up there to do this. You can't fail me for not taking part in an elective class that I didn't choose to elect in. I was 10, remember, when this is happening. So
Sounds fair enough to me.
Yeah.
It does.
So, on the day of the actual musical, when they called us all to go, just didn't even go. And I sat front row when our classes were called in to watch it. I sat front row while everyone else was up there singing it, and I'm waved. I intentionally waved to everyone to be a dick about it.
Yep. This sounds like something you would do, yes.
No one
How'd that go?
Nothing happened to me at all.
Well, you're right. They can't really punish you for that. I mean, maybe they could give you, detention or something, but...
They gave me nothing. Okay, first of all, it was the last day before winter break, first of all. Second of all, I was in 5th grade. So even if the principal hated me after that, and she did, what else are you going to do to me? I'm leaving after that. That was the last
grade in that school?
That was the last grade in that school. So you can't really do anything to me. Third of all, I got straight A's. So, screw you.
Yeah, sounds reasonable enough. It's nicer I can hear you fucking playing it.
I'm fighting the Gigante. I can't do anything but mash. That's the entire fight.
No one tells 10-year-old Kenshi what to do.
That's what I can hear. So
Like,
move the pad away from your face or something.
Alrighty. Anyway, Kenshi.
Musicals, yay.
Yeah, I hate them because of that.
You hate The Lion King?
I don't hate it, but like there's a stigma that comes with it in regards to me.
That's fair enough.
It's not.
Did they force someone to sing the nah something nah thing?
No.
Did they do that?
No.
Oh. That
would have been super messed up because it was a black school.
Why?
Huh?
Okay.
Principal's white. It's a black school.
Well, they could have gotten one of the kids to... Whatever.
Did the principal really like the Lion King or something? Is that why she's involved? Or
I don't know. I guess she was like really proud of her singing or something. I don't know. I never bothered to ask. I just didn't want a part of it at all.
It's very strange. I'll be honest.
It was.
The situation sounds really, really weird.
It was.
did you ever actually learn how to play the piano then?
Yeah, I did.
Cool.
Well, that's good.
Silver lining.
Yay. Yeah. Trying to think of other music films. Nothing's coming to mind, so I'm going to say, hey, everybody out there should go, fucking watch The Pick of Destiny. Buy the DVD or something. Actually, yes, buy the DVD.
Yeah.
Genuinely saying that this time. Buy the DVD, it's worth it.
It's probably cheap, too. I mean,
yeah, it's
the
probably
last time I
$5
saw it was in a bargain bin for like $2.50.
Yeah. Well, DVDs are pretty much that cheap anyway, because they're DVDs.
If I saw Pick of Destiny in a bargain bin, I don't care what I was doing at the time. It's coming with me.
Mm-hmm.
I got Fifth Element just for that reason. I just saw it for cheap and I picked it up. I've never watched it. I mean,
Mila Jovovich in one of the skimpiest outfits ever designed.
I don't find her attractive. I mean, I don't find her unattractive. It's not there.
Fair enough. I find it hard to find a woman unattractive in an outfit that consists of paper strips.
It's a fair point.
Anyway.
Where is the segue for that? What's next?
Okay. My newfound segue abilities are sort of failing me at the moment, so I don't think we've got any more fucking music films to discuss. I mean, we could talk about Spinal Tap, but I don't know a goddamn thing about Spinal Tap.
I need to see that. I've never seen it. I want to see it.
Turning up to 11, etc. This one goes up to 11.
All I know is that every drummer in that movie dies. Random.
Poor drummers. Just generally. No respect. No respect at all. Anyway. Next thing that we have on the list, which is not actually on the list because I forgot to include it, but I have since rectified that problem. The fucking questions. Seth LL7 asked on the Blogspot page under a different name because he wants to be mysterious. Has asked, what other websites do we recommend for fanfiction? I recommend Space Battles, as we discussed earlier.
Yes.
Anyone else?
Fanfic Archive has some good stuff, although usually you can find it somewhere else. It's just, yeah. It's a decent place, and I like the layout of it, because you can customize all the text and stuff.
Go to
Archive of Our Own is supposed to be decent, but I don't really use it, so I can't really recommend it.
I thought they shut down.
Did they? Archive of Our Own.
I thought the server cost was too much, or was that another site?
You're thinking of Your Fanfiction, I think.
That's it.
Yeah, that's gone.
That was good too, but it's gone, like you said.
Go to Fickwad for porn.
Okay,
tame porn.
Yeah.
Ooh, no.
No, you don't want tape porn?
No,
Well,
I mean, I disagree with that tame assessment. That's the first place I found, like, Harry and Kiki the Necromancer or something like that, and that's got pretty much every fetish imaginable in it.
Okay, well,
Okay.
never mind. Forget that. Just go there for porn.
Okay. So, any others? Can't think of any.
Various Yahoo groups are pretty good for finding stuff that has not gone anywhere else. Like the Aurora Journals of Harry Potter or something like that, or Captain Harry Potter. Something. It's good, and it's like 40 pages long or more. And, not 40, 400. Let's see.
Is it actually pronounced Aurora?
I don't honestly know. That's how I pronounce it in my head. Like Aurora. Without that A at the end.
Aura. Not Aurora.
Ah.
Aurora is what a lion does.
Sure. Okay, then.
Laughing way too hard at my own joke. Okay. Yeah, so those are the sites that we recommend. Space Battles, if you want some serious stuff, because they tend to do serious stuff. Archive of Our Own is supposed to be good, but I've never used it. Fickwad for porn. I think that was it.
I've heard good things about writing.com for round robins, but I have not really seen any good ones that were very long at all. Like, one person writes one section of the story, and then they branch off into, like, a decision, like a 1, 2, 3, 4 decision about where to take the story next, and somebody writes the next part, depending on where they want to take it.
I don't have a good history of reading those, because they tend to suck.
Well, yeah, the by nature of being what they are, the quality is going to vary massively.
I remember reading one for the Invisible Man TV show from, like, the early 2000s. It was terrible.
Wow.
That was an okay show, by the way.
I don't know. There's really only one direction Invisible Man takes me. And so, yeah. Anything else is just weird and foreign.
Which way does Invisible Man take you?
The dark route.
Okay.
The thing that somebody would do if they were invisible and had no morals.
I was more making fun of your phrasing, but whatever.
Okay.
There's only one way the Invisible Man takes you. Think about it.
Oh, great. Like the rogues do, I guess.
Okay.
You've never heard this... okay. You've never heard the song Rogues Do It From Behind?
No, I haven't.
You probably should.
I've heard the phrase, but that's it. There was another question. I've forgotten what it was. I'll just look it up. Someone... Hokkaido Master really likes With This Ring. Good man. You have good taste. I don't think that was it. I'm trying to find it. Someone wants to ask about bashing. That was a topic that we've done before, but we could probably put it in listing again.
Be good. It's been a while.
Someone's asking about the RSS feed. We're not going to have one of those because I've never used them and I never understood how they work.
I've had nothing but bad experiences with them, so, yeah.
Okay, that wasn't it. Why the hell is the question? I'm sure there was a question in the fucking... Whatever. I guess that was the question. Fair enough. Last topic is recommendations, as it always is, or tends to be.
All right.
Depending on whether we have them. Who wants to go first?
I don't have anything, so...
Kenshi will go
Kenny.
first, I guess. Don't call me Kenny.
Kenny.
We've been over this. None of that. All right.
I think we went over this, and the conclusion was we're going to call you Kenny if we feel like calling you Kenny, so don't worry about it, Kenny.
Fuck balls. Anyway. My recommendation for this week is called The Game of Champions. It's
Okay.
Pokemon fic. The main character is Red from the game.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
but it switches perspectives every few chapters to something Blue is doing. The way they take this
Blue's
is that
Gary, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
the rival.
It's fake Gary. It's the lame version of Gary.
Ah.
This version ain't lame. This is a
Does
Gary.
he drive a car?
No, but
Then he is the lame version of Gary by default.
whatever. Once again, in this situation, Pokemon are super dangerous, and this is not a sunshiny story at all. It's pretty raw, with a sort of frontier-based setting. If you haven't noticed, I'm a fan of these kinds of settings in the Pokemon universe. Yeah. And they've handled gym battles are handled very strangely in a weird way. Pretty much every gym has its own set of rules. What I've got from it so far, like the first gym Red gets to, Pewter Gym, of course, he has to battle Brock's Geodude, I think, Geodude or Graveler, one of them, and he has to actually straight up beat that one. Then he has to fight Brock's Onix, which is some kind of like. Another thing, gym leaders are treated like really, really, really big deals. All of them are
As
pretty
they
much.
should be, really.
All of them are pretty much treated like, yeah, their main teams are Elite Four level. Really badass.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing about gyms was supposed to be their dojos. But, mistranslation or something. I don't know.
I think that's more they needed to be beatable because games.
Mm.
Shouldn't have to train to level 90 to beat the first gym.
Yeah. This does not play it like that. Every gym leader is very, very dangerous. Like Brock, and every single one of their main Pokemon of that gym has like something about it. Like Brock's Onix, it named it Sky Eater. And the point of fighting Sky Eater is you don't beat it. You're supposed to survive 3 minutes against it.
Huh.
Okay, by beat it and survive against it, do you mean the trainer?
No, the
Pokemon.
Pokemon. Pokemon's supposed to survive 3 minutes against it.
Oh, okay.
That is the goal. No one beats Sky Eater, is basically what is gleaned. And again, with Misty, she had her Starmie. Apparently, it can regenerate from anything. The most dangerous thing about it is that you can't kill it. You can't beat it.
Huh.
So no matter what, you're gonna get your Pokemon's gonna get tired, and no matter what you do, you can't kill her Starmie or put it down. But I'm getting off topic of what I originally want to say. I want to talk about Blue, because Blue's perspective in this is really great. And the first time you notice this perspective shift over to Blue, in that you're getting Blue's view of things, it's in an interview. And you can tell in the first few lines without even being told that it's him. It kind of goes like first-person retrospective of how it's taken in the story, how the story's told.
Mm.
The sixth chapter where Blue is introduced is pure greatness, start to finish. The last passage of the chapter 6, where he's introduced, I've had to read the last passage back 5 or 6 times because I wanted to memorize it. It's one of the best monologues I've ever read in fan fiction. It's really good. Who was the one that wrote this? I need to. Author's name is L. Lamora. Lamora. Lamora.
Okay, I can probably find it with the title and the setting.
Yeah, I think that was more for giving credit rather than linked up.
So good. I mean, there's a few grammar errors, but there's nothing egregious that I actually care about. And it's slow to update because I think the guy's in the Air Force. And like I said, since it's in the first person, you got to pay attention to keep track of what's going on because it's written like a person that's actually telling their story instead of, with God. It's fantastic.
Does it ever get overly confusing for confusing's sake? Whose perspective you're in?
No.
That's good.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope. That's pretty much all I had to say about it.
Okay. My recommendation this week is, once again, you need to read With This Ring because it's awesome. It does awesome stuff. and the characters get a lot of development and stuff. It does interesting things with the universe and stuff.
Okay.
And it does other stuff and stuff.
Okay.
So everyone go read that because it's awesome. Also, my actual recommendation for this week is, well, it's probably not the best first impression, but the title is Welcome the Hellmouth, bit of a grammatical error, or How I Found Out You Can't Outrun a Vampire.
Whoops.
Yeah, so this is a Buffy self-insert fic on spacebattles.com. And his first instinct is to sit in his house and hide for the first week or so. Which, if you know anything about the Buffy universe, is a pretty much rational reaction to being anywhere in California in that universe, basically.
I barely know anything, and I'd be wanting to do that too.
So
also,
first...
Is it self-insert as in the character himself is just a regular person, or does he take the role of, like, Xander or something?
It is self-insert as in random omnipotent bastard transports the protagonist from his universe, which is our one, into the Buffyverse, if you want to call it that. As himself. So, first thing he does once he realizes, holy shit, I can't leave Sunnydale because random omnipotent bastard, etc., he starts empowering himself in any way he can. That involves using the primal ritual, which was in an episode, to invoke a hyena spirit and make it part of himself, to the point... I'm just going to spoil a little bit of it. To the point where he can run 75 miles per hour, or something along that line.
That's pretty good.
At top speed. It takes about 12 seconds for him to reach that speed, though. So at one point he gets chased down by Darla, a master vampire, which just means they've lived for about 100 years and got superpowers as a result. And is pretty much... It becomes a foot race of him trying to get to top speed, at which point she won't be able to outrun him, so that he can get away. He does not get away.
As the name would imply, yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty interesting. It does some interesting things, adding on to the magic of the setting. He becomes what's basically a blood mage, which is not necessarily evil. Makes some of the minor characters that become problems later on in the series his henchmen, after a fashion. Gets a super badass teacher in magic that really fucking hates him, but just tolerates him because, you know, fuck it.
Gotta pass those arts on somehow.
Not so much, it's more, fuck it, I have nothing better to do, so whatever. I'm gonna torture you for 3 hours and maybe I'll learn something from it.
So he's the bastard old man at the dojo?
Pretty much, yeah.
That's great.
It's pretty great start to finish, so, yeah, it's still ongoing. Updates maybe once or twice a day currently, so pretty cool. Worth reading. That's my recommendation for this week.
I don't normally touch self-insert fics, but both of the ones you've recommended recently have sounded like ones that I would definitely want to read, actually. Mostly because, well, Space Battle seems to know how to do that, and then Reality Ensues thing. We were really spot on with that. They know how to do that.
Yeah, Space Battle is very much like self-insert fics, and as a result have gotten quite good at them. So, yeah. That's my recommendation, and now I guess we're doing the outro. So, I would like to thank everybody for listening to the Fandom Flux Podcast, episode 67. If you'd like to get in contact with us, you can do so through the blogspot page of the comments or in personal profiles on fanfiction.net or through the YouTube channel through the comments. Patreon, please donate. I would very much appreciate it. Link is in the description of the podcast every week. Once again, I would like to thank everybody for listening to the Fandom Flux Podcast, episode 67. Bye now.
Goodbye.
See ya.